Learning the keyboard shortcuts inside of Photoshop is a brilliant idea. It can really speed up the way you work Photoshop. Now let's have a little look. For example, let's say we want to open a blank document. Normally we'd go to File and New. But next to New you'll see the letters Control and N, and that's the keyboard shortcut for doing exactly the same action. And you'll find a whole bunch of these listed next to the item. For example, if you want to close a document, you could click File and Close, or you could press Control and W. Now some of them are more useful than others. For example, Image, Adjustment and Levels, Control L is something I use every day. But some parts of Photoshop don't have any particular keyboard shortcut, and perhaps they should. For example, I use Filter, Sharpen and Unsharp Mask really regularly, and there's no keyboard shortcut to go with that. Fortunately, you can assign keyboard shortcuts to any part of Photoshop, whether it has one or not. Now, let's see how we do that. We go to Edit and choose Keyboard Shortcuts. Now we need to go to Filter, because I want to put one in for Unsharp Mask. So Filter, and then all the way down to Sharpen. Here we go, Noise, Pixelate, Render, Sharpen. Here we go. And we find Unsharp Mask. All I need to do now is to click Unsharp Mask, and a little box pops up, and I can start typing in a new keyboard shortcut. Well, Unsharp. So let's try Control, because all the keyboard shortcuts need to start with Control when you're customizing them, and then U for Unsharp. Now, straight away, it puts that into the box, Control plus U, but you get a little exclamation mark next to it. And what it tells you is that Control U is already in use for image adjustments, hue, saturation. Now, if you don't use Control U, then you can simply accept it, and from now on when you press Control U, that's what would come up, Unsharp Mask. But you would lose the Control U for hue, saturation. Now, hue saturation is one that I use a huge amount, so I really don't want to replace the keyboard shortcut for that. So instead, perhaps we'll try something different. Let's undo that, and we'll try Control, Alt, and U. Now once again we get a keyboard shortcut warning, because if you put Alt in front of a keyboard shortcut, it'll apply the same thing, in this case hue saturation, but using the last settings. And worse than that, we can't reassign it another setting either. So if we used Control Alt U, we'd really be disabling something that I might really want to use. So I'm going to undo that as well. Okay, let's try Alt, Control, Shift and U. Now it's gone in there, but there's no warning triangle. Now this is telling you that there is nothing currently assigned to the keyboard shortcut Alt, Shift, Control and U. So I can use this quite happily, and I don't have to replace anything else, so I'm quite happy to accept that and click OK. So now I have a keyboard shortcut in place. Let's check it. Filter, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask, and there it is, Alt, Shift, Control U. It goes straight in to tell you there is now a keyboard shortcut for Unsharp Mask. And we'll test it by using the keyboard, of course. Alt, Control, Shift, U, and up pops Unsharp Mask. So no longer will I have to click Filter rather, Sharpen, Unsharp Mask. I can simply press Alt, Control, Shift and U, and it comes straight up on the screen.